We are looking at a couple of Remington Boy Scout knives. The Remington Arms Company came to be in 1816. Originally they were called E. Remington and Sons and changed their name in 1888 to the Remington Arms Company and began producing cutlery in 1920. Their plant in Bridgeport, Connecticut began to produce Boy Scout knives in 1923 and continued making quality BSA knives until their cutlery division was sold to the Pal Blade Company in 1939. Remington branded BSA knives returned to the market via a contract production in 2009. So here in just a moment, we'll take us a real close look at these two vintage knives. Hello, knife lovers. Welcome to Knife Delights, a place where friends can gather and discuss all things knives. Well, we're here to look at a couple of Remington Boy Scout knives. But before we get started with that, I wanted to let everybody know about a up-and-coming channel called Freedom Frog Gear. Please head over to that channel and check it out. Let him know that Knife Delights sent you over there. He's got a lot of wonderful content, and just head over there and hit that subscribe button for him. And for Freedom Frog Gear, I thought you might kind of enjoy this backdrop here. So the first knife that we're going to be looking at today is the Remington REM C4F, or BSA pattern number 1496. It's a 4-blade camp knife, just kind of your standard camp knife. It has a main blade, a long flat blade and cap lifter right here. And cap lifter, and I want to point out it looks like it was broke off. It's been ground down there, but that is not original. I believe that was broke off and they just fixed it up that way. It has a 2-piece can opener, and I'll just point out on Remington knives there's a difference between a 1-piece and a 2-piece can opener. You can see there's 2 pieces put together there. And I'll just point out, one way you know this is an old knife is look at that can opener. Look at the style of that. And then it has a leather awl, and unfortunately on this one it is broke off. I cannot read the tang stamp on this. It's been worn off. So I had a hard time identifying this knife. But I had gotten this model of a Remington knife, which we'll discuss in a minute, and you see it has the same kind of can opener. So I was highly suspecting that this was a Remington knife. Going to scoutknives.net, I almost overlooked it, but this model of knife, the 1496 of this model, it had an acorn shield. And they all had acorn shields. And so I was thinking maybe this wasn't a Remington knife. And then I found a small paragraph that said on this model the shield is a first-class emblem, which it has there, with no acorn background. The blade has a short nail pull. It has brown bone handles, which this has. It has a permanent shackle on the opposite of the shield end. Now the shackle is missing on this one. It has one line on each bolster, so it is a threaded bolster. See, they're threaded there. And it says, note the concave indentation at the base of the cap lifter. So if you look right down here, there's a concave indentation. This knife was manufactured in 1927. And I want to point this out before I forget. The reason this model does vary slightly from the next one I'm going to show you is look at the end the end of the can opener there It goes down in there and it just turns at a 90-degree angle. And there's a little notch right here, kind of an easy open notch for that to slide down into. So this next Remington knife is also a model 1496, but it's the REM C4I. So the previous one was the 4F and this is the 4I. Again, a 4-blade camp knife, brown bone handles, and I've been looking at it a lot of times in the house in kind of poor lighting, and it almost looked black, but this is a very dark brown bone, jig bone. It has smooth bolsters, where, if you remember, the previous one had lined bolsters, and it had the non-removable bail, but again the bail is missing on this one. This knife was manufactured from 1933 to 1939. There is a tang stamp here, but it is very difficult to read. And I'm going to get you a picture here real quick, just to show you what that tang stamp really looks like. So the tang stamp on this knife is this one right here. It has Remington UMC in block letters, and then made in the USA outside of the circle. And this tang stamp was used between 1924 and 1933. So, as I just said, this one here was manufactured between 33 and 39. So this was the first year production of this model, because the tang stamp matches with 1933. So again, this knife here has the shield, just the round shield with the first class symbol in it. It's pretty well worn. And it has the two-piece can opener. And that is one way to date Remington knives. If you see one with one piece, I think those are later models. I think the ones with two pieces are earlier. I might have that backwards, but that is one way to date them. But again, on the can opener, you will see there's no notch there in the frame for that to go down in. And it's flat on the top. It doesn't just turn at a 90-degree angle. Let me see if I can get a shot of both of those together. Get it to focus here. There's a focus. You can see the difference. Other than that, they're pretty much the same knife, except, let me see if I can move this around. I can't quite tell, and it's not focusing very good. Hang on just a minute. Okay, this is probably a little better way to display it. You can see that the cap lifter on this one doesn't appear to be as wide as the cap lifter on that one. And you can see the difference in the brown. This one being really, really dark brown. That one a lighter brown. Well, that's going to kind of wrap things up for our look at these two wonderful Remington Scout knives. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment. And hey, if you like my content, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. And Freedom Frog Gear, keep on keeping on with that wonderful content. Until next time, have a very delightful day.